This is an opinion column. There's a piece of fortune cookie wisdom passed around the Twitterverse. Maybe you've seen it, too. If you don't think politics is important, then remember, the mayor in Jaws is still the mayor in Jaws 2. Rattling around loose in my head, that little nugget won't leave me alone lately, because Chief Brody is waving his arms like a madman from the beach, but our public officials are acting like it's safe to go back into the water. But instead of a dorky mayor in a goofy blazer, we have Governor Kay Ivey. This week Alabama's Chief Brody, UAB infectious disease expert Dr. Gene Marazzo, gave a warning about the big fish offshore. New coronavirus vaccinations have slowed close to a standstill. Test positivity is up. Hospitalizations are, too. The Delta variant is looking for a fat swimmer and we're the biggest in the sea. And then she uttered the sort of warning that gets the souvenir shop owners making angry calls to the mayor. When you get to that point and healthcare delivery is threatened and you start to see the death rates increase, you've probably gotten past the point where some restrictions should really be considered, Marazzo said. But before the tourists could start looking for fins in the water, Ivey assured everyone, there's nothing to see here. The sun is hot and the water is cool. Vaccines are readily available. And I encourage folks to get one, Ivey wrote on Facebook. The state of emergency and health orders have expired. We are moving forward. Only, we're not moving forward. And that was Marazzo's point. All our key COVID indicators are creeping backward again. That's an objective fact. Just because Ivey insists we're moving full speed ahead, doesn't make it so. Alabama is setting itself up for failure again. And Ivey is helping, by doing nothing. The sequel is never as good as the original because the premise is almost always the same and the ending is predictable. A year ago, I called the problem facing public officials the mayor from Jaws dilemma. That dilemma works like this. Any mitigation measure will look premature at the moment it is most effective, and if it works, it will look like an overreaction. The only way you'll ever know anything for certain is if you do nothing and kids get eaten by sharks. And Alabama is doing a lot of nothing. Unlike other states, Alabama has no plans to offer vaccine lotteries or other incentive programs. For weeks, Alabama has lagged at its usual spot, next to last, in coronavirus vaccinations. But Friday morning, CDC data showed Mississippi had slipped ahead of us, if only by 1/10 of a percentage point. Alabama had fallen to dead last. Even the Virgin Islands did better. That's bad for our state's image. That's bad for our state's health. How does that bring business and investment to Alabama, Governor? It wouldn't even bring tourists back to Amity Island.